Hello, welcome back. Today I'm testing out a bunch of new makeup that I picked up recently. I have a bunch of stuff from Ulta, a bunch of stuff from CVS, Rite Aid, and Walmart. So I'm really excited to try everything out. I've been waiting to actually use any of the products until I got to sit down and record so I can show you guys exactly what I think of them, how they wear, what they look like, if they're good, if they're bad, you know, all that fun stuff. Some of the items are new, some of them are new to me. I haven't used any of them, but some of them I couldn't wait and I just wanted to swatch them and kind of see, you know, what they looked like. So if you are interested, let's jump in. I'm gonna go ahead and pin my hair back. That way I have everything out of the way. These are the clips that I showed you guys in my Dollar Tree haul, and I think they're so cute. Like, look how cute these are. Seriously. Okay, hair is back and out of the way. So to start off, I have two primers here. I have the Wet n Wild Primer Focus Primer Serum. This is the hydrating primer, and I believe this is the scent Rose. And then I also have the e.l.f. Poreless Poreless Primer Putty. I have actually tried this out once, and from what I tried, I liked it, but I really want to give it another try. Make sure, because sometimes I find with primers that are supposed to be like pore filling or pore priming, it doesn't tend to work really well for me. So I really want to give this another try just to kind of see if I actually like it and, you know, just kind of how it plays well with others. So definitely going to try that out today. So I'm going to start off with the Wet n Wild, and I like the fact that this is a dropper primer. Just going to drop it all over the skin. It smells really good, I can tell so far. Ooh, it's running everywhere. Yeah, it smells good. For having like a rose scent, typically I don't like primers and products that have like that fake rose scent, but this actually smells pretty good. First off, I noticed that it is giving like a slightly tacky base, like nothing crazy like the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, but it does have like a slight tacky feel to it. It's actually quite nice. Now I am going to go in with the Poreless Primer Putty. I think I'm just going to scrape it up on my nail like this and just pop it on the areas. I'm going to keep this mostly in the T-zone because that's where I have the most problem with larger pores. Let's see. That's probably a little too much, but it will be fine. I'm just going to kind of press this into the skin. It does blend out fairly easy. A lot of people do rave about this primer, so I really wanted to try it out. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, I like it. It feels really, really nice, but I don't necessarily think that it really did much for the size of my pores. I don't know. It may have helped slightly, which is okay. I mean, it's, like I said, with primers like this, like pore-filling primers or primers that are made just for pores, I typically don't find that they do a whole lot for me in regards to shrinking my pores or making them smaller. I do think that it did blur them out slightly, but I'm curious to see how like it wears with foundation and stuff like that as well. So let's keep moving on. Before I go much further, I do want to go ahead and pop on some brows. I have the NYX Professional Micro Brow Pencil, and this kind of reminds me of like, is it the Anastasia Brow Wiz? Yeah, so it's like a very, very fine tip, but it's very, very tiny. I'm worried that this is going to be a little too reddish brown for me, but I'll give it a try. It does have a spoolie on the end. I like these kinds of brow pencils. I feel like I have a little bit more control with outlining my brows and also putting in like the fake brow strokes. So I do like these a lot. I had one from Sephora that I really liked, and also one from, I think it was CoverGirl. So I definitely like these kinds of pencils, and I wanted to try this one out from NYX, especially because I needed a new like micro brow pencil as well. I think the spoolie on these are really nice. They just feel like sturdy and nice. I like that. That's weird. I don't know. I just like a really, really good brow spoolie. I think sometimes you can get like really crappy one. And then sometimes they're like really awesome. Also, I think I forgot to mention, this is in the shade Chocolate as well too, by the way. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a little too like reddish. Yeah, see, like it's super easy to get in there and just draw like the fake brow strokes, brow hairs, brow strokes. I always hate doing my brows on camera because I can't talk and do my brows at the same time, and I feel like it always takes me quite a while to do my brows anyways. I do like this brow pencil so far. The only thing is I wish I would have gotten a different shade, but it's okay. We'll make it work. Okay, so brows are on. They are a little crazy. I did have to add some pomade just because the color was really, really off. Like it was super like red. I don't know. It didn't look very good. I am going to go ahead and clean them up with concealer. I have a new concealer. Actually, I ended up getting this trio from Colourpop Cosmetics. They had a deal on this at Rite Aid. You got all three of these products. This is their Soft Glow Highlight, the Be Bright Illuminating Concealer, and the Fix It Up Matte Setting Spray. You got all three of these. I believe it was like a bundle for $15. So I picked these up at Rite Aid, and I'm really excited to try out this concealer. I haven't actually tried anything out from Colourpop Cosmetics yet, so it looks like it's just a typical small doe foot. I'm thinking it might be a little bit too light for me, but we're gonna work with it, okay? I'm really excited to give it a try. I'm gonna clean up the brows with this flat brush from Morphe, and I'll just pick some of this up on my brush here and start to carve out the brows. So for foundation, I have two here. I have the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Tinted Moisturizer, and then I have the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation. I've never tried either one of these. I'm thinking now that I pumped some on the back of my hand that the e.l.f. is going to be much too light for me. So I'm kind of bummed out about that because I have not yet tried this out, and I've been wanting to try it out. I just keep forgetting to pick it up every time I go into Ulta or go into Walmart. So I think I'm probably going to go in with the Colourpop Tinted Moisturizer. I'm really sad that I did not match this properly, but I really thought that this was going to match me. This is the packaging for the Colourpop Tinted Moisturizer, and I like these little squeezy tubes that have the pump on them. Also, this is in the shade Light 7W. So I'm just going to pump some on the back of my hand. That looks a little bit better. I'm still kind of worried that it might be just a smidge too light for me, but we're going to work with it. So the claims on this say that it's a hydrating tinted moisturizer with skin perfecting lightweight coverage for fresh, healthy looking skin. It also says that you can use a sponge or your fingertips to lightly dab and blend into the skin. It does have hyaluronic acid, which is known to hydrate and support healthy looking skin, and coconut water, which is known to support hydration and skin softness. So it's oil-free, dermatologist tested, gluten-free, paraben-free, and vegan. So let's see. This might work out okay. Let me see, did it say if it was like buildable or how much coverage you get? It just says that it's lightweight, so I don't know if it's buildable or not, but we're gonna try and see. I don't usually like reach for tinted moisturizers. I like to have a little bit of coverage, but that's okay. I mean, so far it feels really nice on the skin. It's not super heavy. It is very lightweight. I just want something that will at least help to cover up any redness. I don't expect it to really get in there and cover up any blemishes that I have. I have some hyperpigmentation here, and I do have a little bit of rosacea. It's mostly like down on my chest, but you can still see my blemishes. I mean, I could probably fix that all up with concealer, but I just wanted to see what kind of coverage this has. I do think it's really pretty. If you have nice skin, I think you would really like this. It did even out my skin tone a little bit more. Again, I'm used to foundations that cover a little bit more than this, but this does look really nice. Like, I have to admit that for a tinted moisturizer, I like this quite a lot. I think it would be really good in the summer for if you're going to be outside and you don't want a lot of foundation. I think this will be a really good option. I'm really excited to see how it wears with concealer and the rest of the products that we have, because I think that you can kind of dress it up with concealer and bronzers and everything else, and I think that it would actually turn out quite well. So I don't want to completely give my opinion on this until the end of the video. Okay, so now I'm going to be taking that Kokie concealer and I'll pop this under my eyes. Hopefully this gets rid of the blue dark circles under my eyes. So far, I quite like this concealer. I'm excited to see what kind of coverage it offers when I blend it out. I don't know how much to use because it does say that it's an illuminating concealer. It doesn't feel really heavy or full coverage. So I'm thinking I'm going to let this sit here for just a second before I blend it out. That way I can hopefully get just a little bit more coverage. All right, let's see how this blends out. I mean, this is pretty good. I like this. I like the way that it looks. I think I should have went maybe one shade up, but honestly, if I have like a more full coverage foundation on, I think that this would look really good. So yeah, I really like this concealer. It's super lightweight under my eye, so I really like that, because sometimes concealers can be a little too thick when they're really full coverage, and then I start to kind of feel it being pretty heavy on my under eye, and this definitely does not seem to be heavy at all. I want to put a little bit more on just to see if I can build it up a little bit, but otherwise I think that it's pretty good. I can still see a little bit of this blue peeking through my under eye, but that's all right. And it does claim to be an illuminating concealer, and I mean, I can see that. It doesn't look super matte. So for setting powder, I'm going to go in with the Hard Candy Translucent Loose Powder. This is the Sheer Envy, and it's just translucent. So try this out. Pick this up at Walmart. You can get a lot of the Hard Candy products there, and this is what it looks like. Just typical old translucent powder. It's very, very fine milled, so keep that in mind. I'm not going to put a whole lot of this under my eye, but I am just going to take and press it in with a sponge here, just to make sure that this is all set and it's not going to move. I do have a little bit of creasing on my under eye, but I think that it will be fine once I get this all set with the powder. I like this a lot. Some of the fine milled translucent powders feel really thick under my eye, but this is very lightweight. So I quite like this. It doesn't seem to be like caking up or getting really heavy on my under eye. That's really nice. I feel like there are only certain powders, setting powders, translucent powders that I can bake with, because they really start to get too heavy on my face and it just doesn't look very good. So I like this one. I think that it would potentially be one that I could probably do that with, but yeah, it's not bad. I don't have a new pressed powder, so I'm just going to go in with the CoverGirl Clean pressed powder. This is a little bit darker than what we have going on here, so hopefully it'll warm up the face. Do not make fun of my brush. I absolutely love this brush. I believe this was from e.l.f. and it broke, so duct taped it up. Okay, I'm just going to press this in. Hopefully this will start to help with warming the skin back up. I'm going to go ahead and spray my face. That way I don't look so powdery. And that, again, I'm going in with the Kokie Fix It Up setting spray. Shake it up. Okay, let's see how the sprayer is. Oh my gosh. Okay. It does have like a slight scent. Kind of reminds me of like hairspray. Maybe not. At first it's like I had like a hint of hairspray in there, but maybe I'm just losing it. Okay, so. Oh yeah, that mister is nice. It's like super even. You know how sometimes you get setting sprays and it's not really even and it kind of just like hits you all at once? But that was like a super nice even spray. I really like that a lot. I was not expecting it to spray so evenly. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the eyes before I go any further, just in case there's any kind of fallout. But I'm going to go in with the new e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadow palette. This is the Carnival Candy palette. And I just think it's such a cute palette. These are $3. And it reminds me, I don't have it in here right now, but these remind me of the Natasha Denona like mini palettes. I have the mini star palette, and that's what this reminds me of. So yeah, I'm really excited to test this out. I'm just gonna go in with this first light shade here. There's a little bit of kickback in the pan, but that's not that big of a deal to me. I'm just going to tap this all over my lid just to set down the concealer that we had on there. I guess you're really not gonna see any pigment because it's pretty close to my skin tone. I mean, it seems to be pretty creamy and blending out really well. You know, I think it's really cool because I believe e.l.f. was probably one of the first brands that I used when I was younger. And they've come such a long way. Like, for the price of their makeup, their products are actually really, really good. And I'm really excited to see what else they have in store. Next, I'm going to go in with this shade right here. Right here. This one right here. I'm going to kind of keep this up in my crease, I think. Yeah, I think these shadows are blending really, really easily. I'm not having any difficulty with blending this out. I really, really like the shadow. Oh my gosh, like, this is probably one of my new favorite eyeshadow palettes. And I know that it's just like a tiny little quad, but it's super cute. Like, look at this. My favorite thing in the world is to find products that are super affordable, but perform really, really well. Like, I love that so much. I really wanted to go into that blue shade, but I have another little loose eyeshadow that I want to try, so I think that I'm just going to keep this neutral. I think I'm going to go in with this deeper chocolate shade here, just to deepen the eye look up just a smidge. And since I'm not going to use this blue shade, I want to swatch that. Look at that. Like, that is beautiful. I'm almost regretting not using this. Like, look at how pretty that is. I'm definitely going to have to do a look with this, but look at that. Look how pretty that is. Amazing. I can't believe how pigmented this palette is for $3. I think I'm going to just pack this on here on the outer corner and then kind of blend it up a little bit. Even with just like placing them down and not even blending them, like, they're just really, really pigmented. I do want to mention, like I said, it does have some kickback in the pan, but I haven't noticed any fallout on my face, so I'm not upset about that. I know some people can be like really weird about fallout, and I understand that, but when it comes to affordable drugstore products, fallout and kickback don't really bother me as much as it does when it comes to high-end products. And I think it's because I expect high-end products to perform a bit better because they are much more pricier. But when there are fallout and kickback with a drugstore product, I kind of tend to overlook past that. Unless it is like a lot of fallout, then I think that becomes an issue, especially if they aren't blending out so well and they're patchy. But I haven't noticed any fallout at all with this palette. I'm going to take a little bit of this lighter shade here on my finger, and I'm going to just pop this on my lid just to kind of lay it down there so that there's a better base, because I want to go in with a lighter shimmer, and I don't really want any of that darker shade peeking through. So I'm just going to lay this down. So I picked this up a while back, and I think I might have found it at the Dollar Tree. I can't remember, but I really wanted to try it. This is the LA Colors Loose Eyeshadow. This is supposed to be an intense shimmer, and let's see, it's the shade Honeysuckle. So open this up here. This is what it looks like. And okay, so oh my gosh, I can't get it. Oh my gosh, that literally spilled out everywhere. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna wear it everywhere and not just on my face. So it looks like it has this very messy little teeny tiny brush. This is what it looks like. I don't know if it's just gotten shaken up a lot or if this is broken, but there's literally shadow like everywhere and it's just spilling out. But the shade looks really pretty, so it's just like, it kind of reminds me of like a highlighter shade almost. But I wanted to try to pop this on my lid. Maybe I'll use a different brush and just dip it down in here and pack it on. I don't know. I want to try it dry first just to see what kind of pigment it has. And if I need to, I'll go in with a wet brush and try it that way. So initially, I don't really see any pigment at all. I'm kind of bummed about that because it looked really, really pretty in the packaging. Let me spray my brush and see if that kind of like intensifies it at all. So that's a little bit better, but it's not as pigment and shimmery as I was hoping it would be. But it does seem to be building up a little more. I don't know. I don't know if I really like this. I am kind of disappointed because I really did think that this was going to be a lot more pigmented than it is. It's not horrible. It's actually a very pretty shade, but it's just not what I thought it was going to be. But that's okay. It's still really pretty. I like neutral eye looks especially, so I'm not really bothered by this. It was $1. Like this little thing was $1, so I mean, it's all right. So I'm going to jump into eyeliner. This is the NYX Epic Liner. I was trying to find a really good liquid eyeliner, and the girl at Sephora recommended this one, so I did go ahead and pick this up. I believe this one was $9, and she said that this has been really popular lately, so I figured I'd give it a try and see what it's like. So this is what the pen looks like. It is very, very fine tip, so yeah. So that looks promising. I'm excited to try this out. Usually I can't find a really good liquid eyeliner. I'm always on the hunt for one, so if you guys have any recommendations, let me know down below. I am just going to keep it along my lash line. That way my lashes have somewhere to kind of blend in with. Oh yeah, this is already, I can already tell this is really nice. Yes. Oh my Lantis, this liner, she was not lying. I did go ahead and wing it out a little bit. This is really, really good. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but it's like super duper fine. This is probably one of my absolute favorite liners that I have used in a really, really long time. So I think that the reason why this is so easy to apply is because I noticed that this, it's not like one of the regular like felt tip liners. I don't know if you can even tell in the camera, but it actually has like a bunch of little brush hairs to make this super fine tip. So I am so shocked. I cannot believe how easy and effortlessly this was to apply. Like, I'm typically not the best at winged eyeliner, so I usually don't really do it very often. But this was really, really easy to do. And I honestly believe that this probably won't dry out as easily as the felt tip liners do, because it does look like it's just a bunch of little brushes, and you can just get it super, super fine. Like, I'm just really shocked at how awesome this liner is. I ended up picking up some new lashes. These are the Kiss So Wispy. It just says that they're the Signature Wispies Full Bouncy Volume Curls. I haven't tried these ones yet, but I've tried a bunch of Kiss lashes, and I always seem to really love the Kiss lashes, so I wanted to try these out. I would say I'll probably have to trim these up a little bit. Maybe not. Maybe they'll fit, actually. Usually you have to trim the lashes up quite a bit, but these might be okay. These are really pretty. They're like wispy and cute and full, but they're not like super dramatic. And I really like a lash like this for everyday wear. Okay, so lashes are on, and I really like these. I think that it really ties the look together. I wasn't really sure about the little loose shimmered eyeshadow, but now with the lashes and the liner on, I'm like digging this. I'm excited to finish up the rest of the face and kind of see how it all looks together. So to warm up the face, I picked this up. This is from Joa Beauty, and it's the Be My Everything Blush and Bronzer Palette Sunrise. I'm definitely going to go in with this shade right here to warm up the face. Unfortunately, I did not pick up just like a regular bronzer, so this is just going to be my contour and my bronzer all together. I thought that I had picked up literally a full face, but I mean, it's okay. I don't have to have both, but already I can tell that I like the shade. Like, I actually think this is probably like perfect for my skin tone right now. My self-tanner has worn off, so I'm back to lighter shades now. I really like this a lot. I think this is a very, very pretty bronzer. Like, it's just melting right into the skin. Another thing I like about palettes like this is that you kind of have everything in one. So you don't have to worry about, if you're traveling, packing up and carrying a bunch of different palettes, different compacts. So these definitely come in handy, especially when it's like a smaller dual product like this. Not like a big giant one that has like 6 or 7 in it, but just something small like this. It's really handy for when you're traveling. I'm going to take a little bit more of the translucent powder from Hard Candy, and I'm going to take my sponge here and try to create a better line with my nose contour, just to make sure that it kind of like blends in properly, because I wasn't really digging that shade as a nose contour. I quickly want to finish up the eyes, so I'm going to go in with the Essence Lash Princess. I don't think this is the waterproof one. I know they have a waterproof mascara in the Lash Princess, but I don't think this is the waterproof one. I have not tried this yet. So many people have raved about this for so long, and I finally was able to find it at my local CVS. So I went ahead and picked it up to see what all the hype is about. I'm just going to keep this mostly at the root of my lashes. I kind of wish that I would have thought to apply it before I put my falsies on, because I can't really tell if I like it or not, unfortunately. But, I mean, so far it's working pretty good to blend them together. I like the wand quite a bit. It's not too big, but it's not too small. I feel like this wand would still kind of help get in there and curl my lashes and give them volume. But I also can tell that the formula of this is very thick. I think that it would be kind of easy to almost cake up your lashes with this mascara, but I don't know. I want to see how they look on the bottom lash. I'm really digging a lot of these products. I have some thoughts, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. I'm going to jump back into that palette from Joa, and I'm just going to go into this middle shade here. I'm going to keep this kind of high up, kind of like bring it up a little bit towards my temples. This is a very, very light blush. Even the middle shade here, which is a little bit darker, it's still very light. And it has, like, I don't know if you can tell, but it looks like it has a little bit of a shine to it. I didn't notice anything like that in the bronzer, but it could be because of this I guess, highlight shade beside of it. I mean, it's very pretty for like a subtle brush. Sometimes I go a little heavy-handed with blushes. Did I say brush? For a blush. Sometimes I go a little heavy-handed when it comes to blush. Honestly, I don't mind when the blush is fairly light like this because I can build it up without it being just too much, if that makes any sense. Now I'm going to go in with the Kokie Soft Glow highlight. Like, how freaking beautiful is this? Oh my gosh, I am in love with this. It's almost like a champagne shade. Like, girl. I hope that this meets my expectations. Let's see. I don't know. Oh no. Oh yeah, there I can see it a little bit. If this doesn't look as pretty as it does in the pan, I'm going to be so upset. Like, I just think that this is such a beautiful highlighter. It better work. Fingers crossed that this is everything that I'm hoping for. Okay, so I don't know if it's just because there's like a layer on top, but it doesn't really seem like it's picking like anything up on the brush. So I'm going to scrape the top of it just a little bit, like the top layer. I've had highlights like that from e.l.f. where you have to scrape the top layer off. For some reason, I don't know if it's just so like tightly packed in there, but once you get past the initial layer, it's a very beautiful highlight. So let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. That is absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh. I freaking love this. Oh my gosh. It's so pretty. It's super intense. I feel like highlighters have become one of those things that you can always find a really good highlighter at the drugstore. Drugstore products are getting better and better as time goes on, and I feel like we've come a long way in makeup that you don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money just to have really good quality products. I love this highlight, and if you haven't picked up any Kokie products, I definitely recommend that you try them because I hadn't tried any of their products until today, and I am not disappointed at all. I'm really glad that I finally picked some of them up because they're really good. I love this highlight. I think it's really, really beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and set my makeup down with the Kokie setting spray again. Guys, okay, like this look is very pretty, right? Like you guys agree? I mean, come on. So to finish up the look, I'm going to go in with a couple products from NYX. I have 2 lip liners and 2 lipsticks. They're all very, very similar nude lip shades, but I think I'm going to go in with this lip liner. This is the pale pink, and then I'll probably go in with a la mode, which is the lighter. Okay, so this is quite a bit lighter than I realized, so I'm assuming that the other shade's going to be even more light. I thought this was going to be darker. I mean, it's still a really pretty shade. I just thought it was going to be darker than what it is. It's super creamy. I mean, it's really cute. I like this shade. Super easy to apply. It's definitely a lot more pink than I had expected, but it's still really cute. I really like the shade. I like the formula. I think they're really cute. I tend to prefer lip liners that are more of a pencil rather than like a twist up like a liner, but so yeah, I really like that lip liner. I think I'm going to go ahead and pop on the shade a la mode, which looks like this here. And I'll go ahead and show you the other one too. It's a bit darker, but it's very pretty also. So yeah. Definitely both very pretty nude lip shades, but I am going to go ahead and go in with that lighter shade. I'm just going to pop it kind of in the center. I love it. I think it's super cute. And this is a finished look. I think it's really, really nice and pretty. It's super elegant. It's like the perfect soft glam look for fall. I absolutely love literally the way everything came out. I do have some thoughts I want to share with you guys. First of all, I absolutely loved the bite-sized shadows from e.l.f. These are amazing. For $3, you get this palette. It has such an amazing formula. The shades are beautiful. They blend out easy. They're not patchy. They're creamy. I absolutely love this, and I definitely recommend this. For the tinted moisturizer, I wasn't 100% sure when I first applied it, but once I had everything on, I really like this. And again, I'm not someone that typically goes for tinted moisturizers, but if you are wanting to try a tinted moisturizer out, especially to have one for summertime, I definitely recommend picking this up and giving it a try. I think everything turned out really beautiful as far as the base, especially the tinted moisturizer. So absolutely love this. I'm really glad that I picked up this Koki trio from CVS. I definitely think it was worth it. It was a $15 bundle. I don't know that it's still going on, but check at your local Rite Aid and see. I love every one of these. I think they all turned out well. The only complaint is that I think maybe I should have gotten a different shade in the concealer because I could still see a little bit of the blue tint of my under eye peeking through, but the way that it performed, the way that it looked, the way that it blended out, I definitely really like the concealer as well. I guess I quite like every single one of the products that I tried. That's not a typical thing for me. Usually there's at least one product that is like, I'm not so sure about. But to be honest with you guys, I absolutely love every single one of the products that I tried today. Again, you know, like, you cannot go wrong with drugstore makeup. You don't have to spend a ton of money to get like a super beautiful full face of makeup. Like, it's just, we live in a day and age now that you don't have to do that. If you like high-end products, that's totally fine. But if you want to save a little bit of money and pick up some drugstore products, you're definitely going to be able to do that and still come out with an absolutely amazing look. So I definitely recommend all of the products that I tried today. And yeah, so if you guys like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below if you've tried any of these products and which ones you like, which ones you don't like, because I'm really curious to hear what you guys think about these products as well. Do you guys feel the same as I do? Do you not like them? I need to know. I have to know what you guys like. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!